Hello everyone. Hope you all are fit and fine. Children, you must have seen your mom's silk sari or silk dress. How shining and soft it is. Have you ever wondered how is it made? Today, let's go for a joyride to learn and explore the process of silk production. Sericulture. Yes, this is the special name by which the process of silk production is known. Sericulture is rearing of silkworms on a large scale for production of silk. In the previous videos, we have already learnt that silk is obtained from the larva of silk moth. This larva we call as a silkworm. Silk was discovered in China, and China is still producing the largest amount of silk fiber. That means China is the largest producer of silk in the world. More than 80% of the silk in the world comes from China. India is the second largest producer of silk in the world. Sericulture is actually rearing of silkworm for the production of silk. Here you can see in this chart, 83% of the silk comes from China, around 14% from India, and the remaining comes from other countries. Now let us see how silk produced by this tiny silkworm is processed to get the world's favorite silk cloth. Let us understand the process step by step. First of all, healthy silk moths are selected for breeding to get good quality of silk. Here we will discuss the processing of mulberry silk. It is produced by silk moth whose scientific name is Bombyx mori. Mulberry leaves are put on wide trays. Do you know why mulberry leaves are only selected for this purpose? This is because when the larva will hatch out from the eggs, they will eat these mulberry leaves. So female silk moth lays eggs on these leaves. Eggs are hatched after 2 weeks, and hatching usually takes place in the spring season. That is after finishing the winter. After 2 weeks, larvae come out of the eggs. They are allowed to feed on the mulberry leaves. The leaves on the tray are changed time to time. They feed for about a month. These larvae, they are very hungry animals. They keep eating. They grow many times larger than their original size. And for this purpose, they need to shed their skin about 4 times. Here you can see in the picture mulberry tree with the fruits also on it. These fruits are edible also. And the larva on it. In the another picture you can see mulberry leaves are kept on a tray where the larvae are eating it. As the larva stops eating after that 1 month, twigs and racks are placed on trays. Twigs means small sticks, so that the larva or the caterpillar can attach itself and spin the cocoon on it. There are 2 glands present on the head of the larva. These glands secrete filaments. These filaments, when they come in contact with the air, they become hard and turn into fiber-like substance. See in the picture, larva and 1 cocoon is shown. Then on the tray, there are so many cocoons ready to be harvested. The larva spins cocoon around itself and hides inside it. Now this is done for the preparation for the adult stage. The larva will turn into pupa and then into adult to come out of it. But the sericulturist, they actually don't want this. They only want the cocoon. So the cocoons are collected and harvested. They are put in boiling water, and this boiling water kills this poor thing inside it. The fibers also become loose as the sticky substance dissolves in the water. Here, boiling of the cocoon is shown. This lady, she is trying to take out the fiber from the cocoons. The fibers are loosened and then yarn is made from it. Yarn means thread. Silk fibers are twisted together to make a strong thread. And from the thread, fabric is made. Here you can see the spinning of the yarn and weaving of the fabric. These are the finished product. The silk sari, the silk dress, ready to be sold in the market. So dear children, I hope that this video will help you to understand the process of making silk. Next time you wear silk, don't forget to thank these tiny animals which have died to give you fine cloth. Thank you.